guys, welcome back to another reaction video here on Our Eyes Your Eyes. I'm ready to watch episode 6 of season 2 of Shadow's House. But before starting this video, I just want to remind you to subscribe to the channel, click on the notification bell, leave a like to support me, join me in this great adventure. Sorry if you hear some noise in the background, it's because my husband is cutting a pineapple. But anyway, in the previous episode, we discovered that even this Anthony can be an option regarding who tried to release that phantom. Let's see what's going to happen today. Are you ready to join me with these? Check it out. Oh no, in the meantime, Sean and Kate. Ah no, sorry, Sean and Emilico. No, be careful if you fall. Exactly, she's so impulsive. See, but there is always the roof that is covering the view, okay? Yes. Yes, I think so. I hope that that moment will come so you understand. I really hope that. No, it was better, Sean. Maybe it's the contrary. I mean, maybe Emiko was a noble girl. But actually, that village seemed to be a little bit poor. I mean, there were not noble people over there. Bird watching? What kind of work is that? Yeah, in fact, I think so too. The second one, Sean. Exactly, because you're a doll, they can use you as much as they want. Exactly. That's right. Mhm. I think so. No, but the shape of the suit is resembling your shape. Yeah. Yeah, it's like as if you were born in the same moment while you were staying in the Shadow's house. Yeah, why is that important too? Ah, yeah, because she couldn't kiss her. I mean, she didn't create such a bond with her shadow. Yeah, I think so. Mm. Yeah. Yes, so maybe Rama became one of the veiled dolls. No, you can't do something like that. Yeah, I wanted that too. I mean, Rama needs a second chance to go out from there. Oh. No F way! So her name is Kate? Look, at the beginning of the episode, I said Kate and it was a mistake because I was confusing, but... Oh, these two, look, I hope they will become a couple. I still believe that. Emilico was the protagonist of that book. Do you remember in season 1? I agree with the John. Oh yeah. Yes. I'm still suspicious about Kate. I mean, she's super strong and super great, but what if she's hiding something? Oh, it seems like a date. I mean, yes, you feel Emilico, so of course you're blushing, of course you feel something inside your heart. Oh, yeah, that would be awesome. I think so. Oh, maybe that's Christopher or Ram. And no, it disappeared already. But it says I am your Ellie, so maybe that's Christopher. Ah, it isn't an Ellie, sorry. So that means it's something in the middle. What does that mean? Oh, come on, these kids are treated like slaves. Oh no, there is an announcement maybe. Oh no, F away. No, no, because the previous one was. Oh no, F away. No, because the previous one was cancelled, so it's extending too much the time you are not under the effect of the coffee. No, what do we do now? No, don't drink it, Emilico. No, 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 don't drink it, okay? Do like last time. Ah, no, no, no. Keep it, keep it. Mia. No, no, no. She couldn't refrain from drinking it. Maybe the dose was increased. I mean, no, 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 Emily, call. Oh my. Yeah, Kate seems not powerful as before. Oh yes, good. drink now. Spit it out. Oh. I think there was something else in the coffee this time, you know. Exactly, it's different from the other time. I mean, she's too excited. Yeah. Uh-huh. Emma, it's a problem because it means you can't control her anymore somehow. Exactly. Exactly, I was telling you already. What was that drink this time? I mean, yes, yes, I think so. No? Oh, okay. Who was that? That Barbara! Yeah. No, maybe it was another person. I mean, another shadow. Exactly, they ran out of it. That's true. I mean, they are only kids over there. I mean, young. I can't wait. If you can go over there, we will discover everything. But I think that John is reflecting what the Sean wants to do with Emilico, because I think that Sean likes Emilico. Yeah. Oh no, finally he's talking me. Ah. That's right. Yeah, I saw him and. Oh, maybe! This could be an idea. Oh no. No, I don't think so. You can't because he's stronger than you, I guess. Ah, infected. But Jeremy can't talk like the John and other shadows. Oh Emma, we heard it. Exactly. Yeah. Ah. But they can become bigger. Exactly. Level 3. No, in fact, something else happened. Oh. I mean, it's like a hamster. Yeah, because he said that maybe they want a face, so. Oh, yeah. But no, I don't think so. Hey, John is doing everything for the sake of Kate. No, why? Oh, no, 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 no. Okay, guys, another episode finished. This time we could understand more about the scorches and, of course, the way in which they are formed, as much as we understood that someone, that means a grandpa, in my opinion, is planning on giving them coffee more and more because the previous event was cancelled. So if this thing is lasting longer until the next party, then there's the chance that they are going to remember other things from their previous life. So of course they have to find a solution. And in fact, I have noticed, as much as they were saying during the episode, that time it was not coffee, or it was coffee mixed to soup maybe, or coffee mixed to something else. And that's why even Emilico seemed to be so excited that she couldn't even listen to what Kate was telling her to do while Kate was asking her questions, or when she wanted to commend her. Emiko was always refusing to listen, or she was busy doing something else. So I think that mixed coffee with something else was used because now they are trying to separate the living dolls and the shadows, because they understood from the other wing that sometimes shadows can control living dolls by telling them what to do in the case they want to rebel, like in the case of Kate, that she really wants to find the solution of this shadows house, and she wanted to help Emily and all the others to go out from it. At this point, Kate has to find another plan, because we understood that right now there is this drink that we don't know if next time it will be coffee only or if it will be mixed once again. If that's the case, we understand that it's really difficult to control the living dolls. dolls. I'm wondering what was inside of that drink, because if it's a suit, you know that it's controlling the living dolls, but the more suit they drink, or the more suit they have inside their bodies, the more the living dolls can't breathe, or they can't live as much as before. It's really dangerous, but maybe if they mix it with the coffee, probably it's fine. I really liked the moment in which Sean and Emilico, they were on top of the roof and they are starting guessing what's going on. They're starting asking themselves how the previous life of theirs were, and what happened in the moment in which they were recruited from the village and then transformed into living dolls. I really liked that moment because finally we are reaching the moment, in my opinion, in which they are starting remembering things. And in fact, even in this episode, you see that Emilico is starting remembering the moment in which she saw the stars even before reaching the Shadow's house. I mean, she got that feeling. Since season 1, I told you, look, if they are blushing, if they are feeling things, it's impossible that they are dolls. And in fact, in this episode, Emilico was saying the same. Look, I'm feeling something. Does this mean that I am not a living doll, but I am a human? Emilico doesn't remember how does it feel to be a human being. And that's disgusting if you think about it, because you needed to understand that they drank lots of coffee before turned into a living doll. Otherwise, they would have remembered many things throughout the period that they spent inside the Shadow's house. But that was not happening since the beginning, so who knows how much coffee did they drink, or maybe how much suit did they drink in order to forget what they were. I don't know, but that's really creepy. We still don't know what's the real plan of Grandpa. I mean, we know that everything is connected to Morph and stuff like that. Yes, I know it very well, but I still wonder if that's the only reason. I mean, do we have something else to discover regarding Grandpa and the reason why he wanted to establish this Shadow's house and recruit these kids and do what he's doing? That's really terrible. Yeah, when they were describing the village, I think, yeah, that was a poor village, as much as we saw in season 1, and there were not noble people over there. That's why it was easy for the shadows of the Shadow's house to recruit kids from there, because Emilico and all the others' parents were promised their kids to be treated better, that they could enter this super amazing college and they could have become such great students, and they could have had lots of opportunities. But of course, later we understood that they are turned into slaves because they have to do exactly what the higher levels are saying. I feel so sad for those parents who are leaving those kids going over there without even noticing what was going to happen. I mean, if I had a kid, I would have never done this, as I told you in season 1. If they are recruiting my kid, I want to go with my kid in the place he's going to live, he or she, and I wanted to check everything before leaving my kid over there. I would have never trusted these, sincerely. But we know that when these parents are hearing, oh, my kid is recruited for a better life, etc., etc., all parents want the best for their kids. And let's say that they were too innocent to believe that those kids were treated better and they could have had a high standard conditions for their lives from that moment on. At this point, I really hope that Emilico, Sean, Ricky, Lou, they will all remember everything sooner or later, and they will also be able to save Ram, because she also deserves a new chance, and I hope that they will all go out from the Shadow's house. But I think that it will take quite a time. I mean, it will not happen in this season and probably even in the next one. So we needed to be patient and just wait. But as I was telling you, it was pretty nice to see that they are starting asking themselves questions, and they are no more the kids of season 1, and that's already a great step forward. Then another thing that I want to say is that when they met that figure, that entity, we don't know if it's a shadow, we don't know who that thing is, he or she, because we couldn't recognize from the voice if it's a girl or a boy, but he or she was saying, I'm not your enemy, I'm not your ally, so who are you? At the beginning I thought that they were saying that he was an ally, so I was like, okay, it's not an enemy, so we can trust him. But no, later it was repeated that it's not an ally too. So is that Christopher? Is that Anthony? Is there somebody else? I don't think that's Edward, because we know that Edward couldn't stand the children's wing, so of course it's impossible that that's him. But what if it's Christopher? Why Christopher is not an enemy, but it's not even an ally? What did he discover throughout the time? Was he able to get in touch with some info that make him become not an enemy and not an ally? Needed to know that this thing was checking the map that Emilico and Sean were handling. So if that's Christopher, how is this possible? Because Christopher is supposed to know even other areas of the Shadows house in the case, because he was on a different level from what I understood. He was in the children's wing, but I thought that he had more authority at a certain point of his existence inside of the Shadows house. That I was like, why is he checking the map? But at the same time, he was congratulating himself with them because they could reach a certain level of knowledge. So I think that, yeah, this group of living dolls and shadows this time are so different, they can make a difference, as much as I was telling you. Another thing is that Emilico, while she's talking to Sean, she is saying, look, at this point, because Sean told her, look, at this point I am John. And maybe you are Kate. So those names were their real names, but they were stolen, as much as the shape of the shadows that they are reproducing, the same shapes of them by the shadow. So it means that these shadows, as much as I was telling you in the first season, they really want the identities of these living dolls, I mean of these human kids. Why do they need so? Especially because later we know that they need the living dolls to represent their facial expression. They need the living dolls to copy their gestures. They need the living dolls to go somewhere else, always together. I mean, and like in the case of the third level, the shadows and the living dolls are becoming one, because the shadow can possess the living doll. So yeah, I think what Sean is guessing is totally right, and I really like that Sean is there together with Emilico, because even in season 1 we saw that they could start a great relationship, except for the romantic one that I hope. But they are so strong together. And I think that this duo can make a great difference, as much as Patrick and Lou, they can join them. So this quartet can be able to go outside the Shadows house. I really like the when they were showing us these walls that are protecting them, but also refrain them from looking outside. That's the usual thing that we saw in other stories, these walls that are making you unable to see what's outside. That makes you wonder, but at the same time it's scary, because it means you're chained, you're confined inside a specific place. And yeah, some titles that I think, of course, Shingeki no Kyojin, but even The Promised Neverland, that we saw that they were in the same condition, and once they were going outside, they could realize how the world was. So I think that it will happen the same thing, more or less. Once they will go outside, probably they will discover the bad truth about all this stuff. One thing that it's pretty curious is when Sean was debating about this coffee, the way in which it was unable to be reproduced so fast. Why is that? Is it because even the coffee is coming from the village, or the coffee is coming from outside, and of course they don't have time to reproduce it because they have to wait until this village can give them the refill? I don't know, that's really interesting. And then at the end of the episode, we are debating about these scorches, how they are formed, and we understand that that phantom was a level 3. It was not a level 1 and nor a level 2. It means that somebody knows how to form these level 3, and I think that, yeah, at this point it could be Christopher or this Anthony that we don't know if it's associated to Christopher or not. Because what if Christopher and Anthony are the same thing like Kate and Emilico? Ah yes, now that I remember, as much as I was telling you during the reaction, when Emilico is saying, I like this name that was chosen by Kate, do you remember that in season 1 Kate is deciding Emilico's name based on a book that she's reading, in which the main protagonist is called Emilico. So I still wonder what's inside of that book and what that Emilico is doing inside of that book, because maybe it can be the same thing. We don't know, but that's really interesting. Okay guys, let's see what's going to happen next week with episode 7 of Shadow's House season 2. I just tell you from now on that that episode will come out later than usual because my parents are coming next week, so I have to do some other things, so sorry for that. But it will come out on the channel really soon, so stay tuned and keep on watching me. Thank you so much for the support. Bye guys, see you in the next video.